wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain. I got memories that run through my veins. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you change. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. And lately we've been going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe her, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm
Wyatt Tinsley sends it to the outside. He can't get there. Kevin King is going to win the Barr FTF Cup Series.
Into the lead. Bond gets wrecked in front of the pack. He saves it. 3-4 wide as they come to the white flag.
Here comes Vargas down on the apron. They are 5 wide. Ian Plash will win it at the line. Is this package? Oh, there goes Jordan Lopez Jr. That's your race leader. Caution flag is out.
Still no one willing to give up as they're going to be dead even off of the first chicane.
Oh, he saves it. What's going to happen here? Here comes the canvas.
Get your foot there. He's got it. He's got it. Get there. No.
Canvas is going to win. That new season smell is in the air. We're at Daytona Beach, Florida. Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. There we go. It's the Clash for the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series. The kickoff of the season, kinda. If qualifying for the Barr Visuals 500 wasn't enough, and if the 500 being next week wasn't enough for you, Jacob Hitch, Sean Butler with you for the call. We'll run through our starting grid here as they are already up on the high banks and moving. I don't really know how... Oh, okay. Well, Kevin King's not here. He was the champion. This is set by points. So Wyatt Tinsley is your pole sitter. Brandon Hawkins on the outside. Then it's Frisch, Kevin McAdams, Nate Stewart, Brian Mercurio, Ryan Naraki, Nathan Rabideau, Chris Wetz, Logan Helton, your top 10.
I guess I'll go next. Alex Kolnick, Cosman, Jonas Shu, Brett Pancari, Matt Danson, Jake Poulin, Corey Carpenter, Daniel Falkingham, Malik Ray, David Brown, Liam Brotherton, Aaron Smith, Garrett Conrath, Jonathan Goke, Seth Knoll, Derek Justice, and Ricky Burbank Jr. Jacob, that's your field for this thing.
Couple of rookies at the back of the field that made it in through qualifying. That's Liam Brotherton back there, Aaron Smith, Ricky Burbank Jr., and Jonathan Goke. Cash payouts for tonight's race. If you lead at lap 10, you get $5. Lead at lap 20, you get 10. Lead at lap 30, you get 5 more. It's a 40-lap race. Winner gets 50. Second place gets 20. Third place gets 10. The track temperature, lava, 155 degrees. 90 is the ambient temperature. We are racing from Daytona. 40 laps. Let's go. Wyatt Tinsley will lead the first lap of the season unofficially here in the Clash. Tinsley won the pole at Dover, had a win at Homestead in the playoffs, and trying to start this season with a bang. He leads to the outside, but don't look now. Nate Stewart on the bottom.
Nate Stewart with a big push from Ryan Naraki in that 37 car. So something to note here, Jacob, before this session went up, the admins kind of threw a little curveball at these guys. They kind of messed with the gear ratios of these cars, and the RPMs are running considerably higher than what we were before. So these guys have to be very wary of their temperatures in these cars. And as we know in iRacing, higher RPMs means higher engine temperatures, which means more likelihood of these things blowing up. So they got to be really cognizant of how hard they push is. But right now, Michael Frisch in that 58 trying to shove Wyatt Tinsley, but he's got to back up. He's getting hot.
Yeah, that's why we only got the green flag at 10:15 p.m. Eastern, exactly when this race was scheduled to start, I guess. Meanwhile, up at the front, still wheel to wheel between Nate Stewart and Wyatt Tinsley, both drivers in the playoffs last year. Stewart finished 8th in points. Tinsley was 2nd. Was so close to trying to get to Kevin King. Here comes Frisch to the bottom.
Man, what a big block by Wyatt Tinsley on Malik Ray to the top side there. Malik, though, one of the best pushers in the game. He's going to shove Wyatt out there so we can see him try to shove Wyatt out to the lead. But Frisch took the lead down the backstretch, and he slid up in front of Nate Stewart, so moved the 58 to the front. But on cue, here comes Malik and Wyatt trying to make a run at it on the high side.
Malik Ray very strong at these restrictor plate racetracks. He goes to the middle. Liam Brotherton, one of the rookies this year, Saddler Esports, he goes to the middle to join Malik Ray. Nathan Rabideau in the middle as well there, trying to push car 007 to the front. They're weaving and bobbing down the back straightaway, and Nate Stewart's going to get hung out to dry. Well, look out, Tinsley.
Oh, man, Wyatt Tinsley had a huge run down the back, but he's got no help right now going into 3, so he's going to get shuffled out. Malik by himself on the bottom there, trying to side draft Frisch on the top. Frisch has help from Liam Brotherton up there, so you can run either lane here if you have enough help. Malik didn't quite get down enough. They're going to be 4 wide.
Oh, man, they made it work. Malik Ray lifted a little bit more to get out of that situation there and just get him back to 3 wide. You were talking about 2 lanes. You're exactly right. It's the bottom and the top. You don't want to be in the middle. That is the sucker hole. You get stuck in there, and you're more likely going to the back.
Yeah, definitely. As we're on board right now, we have a couple onboard cameras here as we're looking further back. Look at Wyatt Tinsley trying to make some moves there. Getting a bird's eye view from the roof cam of that 20 car. He's got that 54 right in front of him, trying to make way. That's Daniel Falkingham in the 054. A bunch of Coke drivers up here trying to show what they got here early on before the Coke race starts, and they are beating doors. Kevin McAdams trying to make his way up through the middle.
Kevin got into the back of Malik Ray there and almost turned him around, but he's able to keep it pointed in the right direction. So Daniel Falkingham, now your race leader, was a rookie last year, had a top 5, 3 top 10s, did not attempt last year's Barr Visual FTF 500, and here comes Tinsley to the outside.
Tinsley got the big run, but Michael Frisch almost turned Brian Mercurio as Frisch with a huge run.
Oh, there they go.
Take it. Malik through the grass.
Got tipped to the inside by Ricky Burbank.
No, he saved that. Oh, my God.
But Malik saves it. He's going to lose a ton of time, but he's still going to have draft.
In the race train, he's like, I got it, guys, I got it, as he was sliding through the grass. So that's a heck of a job by Malik in the Coke Series for a reason, I guess. But that separates the field out. We got 5 cars on a breakaway, then everyone else trying to reel them in. So these guys have to get situated if they want to reel in these 5 guys. Got a lot of strong drivers in this race, and 5 of them are right at the front of the field.
Man, oh man. So Malik Ray drops from inside the top 5 to 17th. And now your entire field, with the exception of Malik sticking out of line, is single file, at least at the front. Tinsley, your leader. Brotherton in second. Kolonix all over his back bumper in third. Frisch and Brian Mercurio, the 2019 FTF Series champion, sits there in P5. But here comes the second pack, led by Daniel Falkingham.
And they are not going to waste any time. Mercurio jumps out with Daniel Falkingham, and they're going to try to make that top side work. Wyatt sees it and goes to the top to block the run. And now suddenly all the help is on the top as Wyatt Tinsley leads the top side. Alex Kolonix behind him, and we'll see how long Kolonix will stay in line. My guess is not going to be very long, but we'll see as they make their way off of turn 2. The side-by-side battle's not happening until we get back to about Frisch, Nathan Rabideau, Liam Brotherton. That's all around the 11th spot.
Kolonix all over the back door of car number 20. They're trying to drive there on that inside line. Falkingham comes down and will pick up David L. Brown down there on the bottom of the racetrack in that 83, trying to lead them to the front. But Tinsley continues to lead the charge. 2 laps away from the $5 bonus for whoever leads the lap. That's whether we're under green, or if we do get a caution flag. Right now, that would belong to Wyatt Tinsley. We'll see if he can maintain the lead for 2 more laps.
Yeah, about half his entry fee right there for FTF, so good on Wyatt if he can hang on to that. But again, topside showing its dominance right now. All of the help is up top, all the pushing going on in the top side. All this side-by-side, though, is helping out this group behind. They're being led by Nate Stewart and Brandon Hawken right behind them. So they're slowly reeling this gap in after all the calamity we saw separated the field. And it's looking like more calamities are on board right now. Liam Brotherton, there's Liam. Sitting in his rig. Still got the plant behind him. He's had that plant behind him for a long time, ever since I remember him streaming. So Liam, right in the comfort of his own home, right on the back bumper of the cars ahead of him as he's one of the leaders on that bottom side. That's David Brown. He's pushing into 1 and 2.
Brown to the outside. Who's going to get the $5 here when they get back to the start-finish line? Tinsley wants it. He leads, gets a tap from Falkingham, but he keeps it pointed in the right direction. And unless David L. Brown gets a big run here on the outside, it may be Tinsley's to have. Blocking Falkingham to the top. Brotherton's with him. And Tinsley's going to get abandoned at the doorstep. They crash! Falkingham turned into the wall by Brotherton. Tinsley's going to get the money anyway. There is no caution flag. Now it's out. Wyatt Tinsley gets the $5 bonus for leading lap 10, but a big crash that started in front of him between Daniel Falkingham and Liam Brotherton.
Well, there's stuff to unpack here for this thing. So we'll get a replay here in a second. Off of turn 4, though, just to the naked eye for me, it looks like Falkingham just kind of swerved a little bit off the corner, and Liam kept it straight, and Falkingham tried to get back up in line, but by that time it was too late. As he frished a slide through the grass, there's David Brown. He's had such bad luck here on FTF broadcast as of late. And LOTF seemed like he couldn't finish a race. Happens right in front of him there. Mercurio, you see him sliding, and everyone's just along for the ride at this point. So good job avoiding. That could have been a lot worse. But
Alnick's involved in that as well, yeah.
Liam Brotherton didn't get any damage. A lot of drivers had to go through the grass. There's another angle here. We can get an onboard with Brian Mercurio here as he's off the corner. Watch how suddenly this happens. Just right there, he's just smoking. He's got to make a quick decision. That's a hefty hit on the right front, and that's exactly where you don't want to get damage on these cars, is that right front. So Mercurio probably going to have to come into the pit lane and get some damage fixed. But Jacob, if that's any indication of how this race is going to go, we're in for a wild one.
No doubt about it. We made it 10 laps before the first caution flag. But Wyatt Tinsley, your race leader. Everybody lines up behind the pace car. Pit should open this time by Wyatt Tinsley, $5 richer. No fast repair for these guys, by the way. So they break it. They're stuck with it the rest of the night.
Good news is, though, with these cars, with the damage model, if you get it fixed, it's close to 100%. It's not quite like the 87 cars where if you fix it all the way, it's almost as good as new. I think Brian's going to be fine with that damage on the right front that we saw, so he's going to get that damage fixed here on pit road and get back out there. But Wyatt, with an aggressive pit entry, might have gotten a black flag if we can't see that, but pit road is going to be busy. That caution takes any fuel strategy out of this thing, so these guys should all be good to the end after this stop.
Bigger question, though, tires. This track, Tinsley missed his box, has to back up. A couple of guys overshot their box. He's still not in, and now he's good.
And that all kind of goes back to, the track temperature, Jake, as Zach put on the screen, as he loves to do with these things. Tires are actually going to be an important part in this race. So the track temp is only going to get hotter as this thing goes on, and it started out at 155 degrees. Right now we're at 156, so that thing keeps climbing. The handling on these cars is going to go further and further away. And Jake Poulin, we were talking to him before the race, he said he was getting loose off the corners as the runs go along. So these things are only going to get tougher and tougher to drive as these long green runs keep going.
Logan Helton stays out under this caution flag. Everybody else pits, and everybody else takes 4 tires. While we're here, we'll talk with one of the Coke Series rookies this year, Wyatt Tinsley. Got the $5 bonus for leading at lap 10. Right now, P11 on the racetrack. And what'd you see out there? What do you like? What don't you like?
It was fun to drive. That's what I actually do love the hot temperatures about it. But the only thing about it is the revving. The 9,000 RPMs is not needed. But I feel like if we just took down the temperature just about 10 degrees, like 80 would be fine, and then take the revving away, I think the setup would be perfect, in my opinion. But yeah, it was good racing. I just watched Dan just completely get hooked in front of me and just do it and won $5. But overall, yeah, it's been fun. That was Derek. Yeah, it was Dan. Never mind. I don't know what I said.
I know who you are. Anyway,
Yeah.
here, we've got trouble behind you under caution. David L. Brown is around.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Trouble.
What happened?
It looks like he downshifted and wheel hopped and then just lost the rear end. That's a...
Yeah, oh my.
Okay.
Right,
Wyatt,
actually,
but,
yeah.
But anyway, one more question for you before we let you go. You mentioned the hot temperatures here. How tough is this thing to drive, whether it be out front or in the draft?
Well, if you saw out front there, I wasn't blocking Dan. I actually was drifting up the track. I was drifting up the track in 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, so it's fun. I'm assuming it's going to be difficult to push people, but let's go see if we can get up there about another 5 laps and go win another $5.
Well, best of luck to you, man. And we're going to let you get back to it and keep that thing straight, man. And hang on. This is going to be a wild one for sure.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Have a good one.
That's Wyatt Tinsley. Runner-up a season ago here in FTF, as I mentioned. One at Homestead, was the pole sitter at Dover. But he missed the start of the season. He did not make the Barr Visual FTF 500. Was not able to get through the duels and through the alphabet soup. So he did not get to race in that 500-mile event. He's going to try his best to do so this season. Qualifying wraps up tomorrow, and after that we'll kind of know who's in, who's out. Between that, the duels later on tomorrow night. Around this time is when we'll have duel number 2 underway here from Daytona. Those are each 60 laps. Logan Helton did not pit. Everybody else took foreign fuel. Back to green. Nathan Rabideau leading that inside line, and the outside getting really squirrely. Helton leading, Frisch all over the place. Here comes Cosman up the middle, at least trying to. On board with the 84.
And that's what we talked about at the top of the broadcast, Jacob. You know, you don't want to be in the middle there, especially by yourself. And Cosman experiencing that right now. Nobody going with him, as he's just going to get freight trained. He might make his way to the inside behind Seth Knoll right here. But back up at the front, Michael Frisch slides up in front of Logan Helton for the lead, so move the 58 back up to the top spot, but they are not done fighting for position as Helton dives back to the inside again.
Trying to do the same move that Frisch did just a lap earlier to take the lead, and Helton is going to do the same thing. Little side draft from car 58. Pool in trouble. Goke is around in the 08.
No caution yet. Everyone keeps it straight.
Yeah, I think we'll stay green. He does get it rolling. He's at the back of the field, so trouble for the rookie in the 008 who made his way in on speed. We took the top 10 that weren't already locked in from qualifying because a couple of drivers that were eligible were not ready to go. Wyatt Tinsley trying to go up the middle. Oh, and Hawken almost squeezes him. McAdams puts the block on.
He doesn't know what to do. Kevin does. I don't know if he wants to stay in the middle and block that or go to the top and block that. Either way, though, Kevin just absolutely killed the run that Wyatt and Malik had. We mentioned, though, you don't want to be in the middle, but if you have enough help, it can work. So Wyatt, I don't think anybody better pushing you than Malik. And look at Wyatt just shoving Kevin up there. He's going to have a huge run and move the 26 up to the top spot for the first time tonight.
So much blocking from Frisch, but it doesn't matter because Kevin McAdams goes to the front. Out of FTF Drivers Club, he takes the lead away. Tinsley on the outside. Saw his teammate for a moment, his Coke teammate. In the 031 of Derek Justice, he's dropped back just a little bit. Stuck 3 wide now in the middle of the pack. But at the front, Kevin leads the charge. We're 3 laps away from the $10 bonus to lead lap 20.
I think Kevin wants to get that as he's got a lot of help from Frisch behind him. Tinsley trying to hang on in that middle lane. He's going to have a nice side draft from Frisch. He breaks off it down the back trying to get the run, but he just doesn't have enough help from behind. Malik still trying to cool that engine off, but he doesn't have enough help from behind him either, and all the help is on the bottom. But good job by Tinsley to keep up there as he's got 4 cars against 2 in the middle lane in the 3 and 4.
Still leading the outside line. The way outside is Hawkin. Malik Ray over the radio to Wyatt Tinsley, giving him instructions on where to go, and that gives Tinsley the lead. 2 to go to the bonus money. Cosman flying up the middle, giving David L. Brown a big push. Malik Ray staying glued to the outside line.
And there
as I say that, yep.
Perfect timing. No help on the bottom, though, from Malik, so he's going to get side drafted by Wyatt. He's going to slide back a bit. Wyatt's got to block this high line now at Nathan Rabideau. They've got a big run. Malik checks the bottom line up huge. Brown trying to go to the bottom. It's not there. But David Brown somehow, Malik had to lift for him. But back up front, here comes Nathan Rabideau with help from Brandon Hawkins, so move Rabideau up to the front for the first time.
For now, let's see how long you can hold it. Big run on the outside from Tinsley.
Oh, Kevin just got so loose off of 4. That's what we were talking about there. Good save.
Rabideau, I think, led the lap at the stripe. Next time by, it'll be for cash. And no, Tinsley got it by 2 1/1000ths of a second. Rabideau out in front for now. A lot more cars up on that outside line.
Do they wreck again? We already saw the first money lap they wrecked for it for $5. Here comes Naraki up to the top side. He's going to shove Wyatt to the middle, and he's going to fall back. Naraki's going to have a big run with Falkingham on his bumper. It's going to be a drag race to the finish here.
Hawkin pushing out in front Rabideau. Rabideau through 3 and 4. Was part of the playoffs. The Nexus Esports driver out in front. Hawkin to push. He looks to the outside.
Oh.
Rabideau gets the $10. We're halfway.
What a nice guy Brandon Hawkin is. Didn't even want to race him for that $10. He said, "Here you go, Nathan. You can have it."
He wants the 50 at the end of this thing. That's all that matters to driver 99.
The big money is here comes David Brown. Now he ducks out of line to the high side. A big shot from Wyatt Tinsley off of turn 2, and they're going to have a massive run. Bring Logan Helton with him. Falkingham's there. Garrett Conrath is up there. Haven't mentioned his name yet. And Derek Justice joins the top side.
Oh, a little loose there from David L. Brown. Keeps it straight. He's got Tinsley on his back bumper. Helton is there in the 3rd spot. And here comes Helton to the bottom for 2nd. No help down there, though. Just me, myself, and I. And he's going to get eaten alive. They crash. Kevin gets turned. Big crash in the middle of the pack. Liam Brotherton is around.
Chris
Cosman on issue. Brandon Hawkin is sliding. So is RNC. Noraki. Caution for the 2nd time tonight with 19 laps to go in the clash.
What in the world happened here? Was it just a bad push?
Started, I think, with Kevin getting hooked, but I'm not sure what happened before that.
Watch Cosman, that maroon car. You're on it right here, the 84. He tries to sneak through the middle right here, and I guess they just kind of squeezed up. Kevin drifted up a little bit, and I don't know if that was Corey Carpenter or Ricky Burbank up there. I think that was Ricky Burbank just ahead of him, and they just kind of sandwiched Cosman in there, and he had nowhere to go with that, and nowhere he can go to check up in time. Let's see if this is a better angle. That is Burbank up there in the 119. Cosman tried to go through the middle, and Ricky was a little too low. Kevin came up a little bit, and Jake Poulin just had nowhere to go behind them. He got squeezed into the wall. Could have been a lot worse, but these guys did a good job straightening these cars back out, and we are back under caution once again. This is on board with Brandon Hawkin, I believe.
Yep.
Pushing Nathan Rabideau. Watch the top right here. Just happened so fast. Hawkin, a great job anticipating it. He could have just plowed right into Kevin, but he turned left when he saw it happening to minimize the damage, and Brandon Hawkin, being the great driver he is, he's able to minimize the damage and keep it straight and keep himself at least in contention for now.
So I'd imagine Logan Helton might pit. Unlimited tire sets for these guys. Do you pit and take 4 here?
Absolutely. I mean, we've heard Wyatt say it. I mean, we saw he was sliding all over the place. So if I'm out there, these track temperatures, let's see, the track temp is at 156 still. So I'd imagine all these guys are going to come down and get some tires. Handling is very important. Here they come.
And looks like they all will. So pit stop number 2 for everybody except Logan Helton. His first stop of the day. And we'll get a restart here, I think, with 15 to go.
Does Wyatt overshoot again? Nope, he learned.
Oh. Learned that time.
Learned. Anyone take 2? That's going to be an interesting question.
Oh, Liam Brotherton missed his pit box by 1.5.
Liam was turning into the Rolex garage over there.
Yeah. He missed it by a good bit. Everybody takes 4.
Yeah, no 2 tires from what I see. So Wyatt Tinsley's going to win the race off. David Brown, Daniel Falkingham, Logan Helton, and Malik Ray are the top 5 out of the pits. But yeah, Liam Brotherton going to lose a hefty amount of spots after faking out like he's turning into the garage area there.
He already had damage from the caution, too, that he's getting that served right now as Wyatt Tinsley about wrecks it on the apron. You saw him drifting it there. Whew. This track, and oh man.
Imagine doing that at 190 off the corners there at full speed is pretty much what they're doing. 8 days until the FTF Barr Visuals 500. That's the other way around. But qualifying is tomorrow. We had our first round of qualifying today. If you haven't put down a lap, FTF drivers out there, please do it early. Don't wait until there's 5 minutes left in the final session to do it like last year. And you could also still register. There is still time to get in. For more info, visit ftf.gg for more information. But yeah, Jacob, that's going to be a fun time. It was a fun time earlier for qualifying. It's going to be even better tomorrow.
And we'll see how crazy qualifying could get tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow is the last chance to qualify your way in.
And knock Michael Frisch off the pole. Please, God, somebody do it.
Right. Well, and if I understand this correctly here, is Kevin's actually going to go a lap down. Maybe not. He just got out of the pit box in time. It was close.
Tim and Brian Mercurio, they're getting their damage fixed in there.
Yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong here. So the top 80 move on to the duels. If you're outside the top 80, you're out of luck, right?
You can still get in. There's the D main and the C main. So
okay.
I believe Justin put a big picture of that somewhere. We'll see if we can find it. But in the D main, if you don't qualify the way you want to, you'll have to work your way up through the preliminary races. The C main and the D main.
Here we go. All right. Yeah. So the duels set both the 500 and then the tiny text.
Yes.
So everybody that does not make it to the duels, that doesn't get a spot in the duels, they will be in the D main and then the C main.
There's a big, long thing in the FTF Discord that we might eventually read that can help out.
What would help is if Zach took this and put it on the broadcast for tomorrow.
I don't think
we would have it.
I don't think it'd be big enough to fit on the broadcast. It's a long, complicated process.
It's 1920 by 1080. He can put that up there. It'll fit.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's a TLDR situation, I think.
Yeah.
Coming back to it, though. Wyatt Tinsley, David Brown.
Yes, sir. 5 to go until we get to another $5 payout to lead lap 30. And then we get to your final 10 laps here.
What in the world happened on the top side there? David Brown did not go.
That was awful.
That
was just bad.
Unbelievable. That's going to stack everybody. I'm not sure if David had damage or whatnot, but up front, Daniel Falkingham just has no friends, apparently, as Wyatt Tinsley and Malik Ray just shot put past him, and there's a 5-car breakaway already towards the front. Derek Justice trying to hang on to make it 6.
All up on the high side of the racetrack. Maybe take it easy throughout these last 14 laps when they hit the stripe here.
I'm a bet man. I'm betting a lot of money. That is not going to happen.
All right.
just
we'll
throwing it out there. They're trying, though. Jake Poulin down on the bottom side trying to shove David Brown down there. And don't think it's working. There's 2 cars versus 8. And here comes, right as we say that, Nathan Rabideau. There goes Logan Helton going to the bottom. So they're eager to mix it up.
Couple of Nexus guys dropping to the bottom. 1 car goes to the apron. Look out.
That was Falkingham. He's still 4 wide. He had to check up big time on the bottom there. And he still can't find the lane up. He's going to shuffle all the way to the back.
Leak Ray to the front. Big move on Tinsley. Slides up in front of him. But those Nexus guys still trying to work together on the bottom. Rabideau almost gets turned. It's so hard to push in these cars. And Malik Ray will lead at the line.
like Malik knows what he's doing here or something. You know, he's got a keen eye for this. Should be in the Coke Series someday.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. So these two, Malik, Ray, and Wyatt, are frequent. They frequently work together at super speedways, whether it be in leagues or official. We saw the last race here, last season at FTF. They worked together quite a bit at the second race, the night race here at Daytona. So no surprise to see them working together. Michael Frisch knows that, and I think that's why he's not making any moves right now to try and get around. I just noticed Frisch is in a Kansas City Pioneers sandwich right now in the top layer. He's got Wyatt in front of him, Derek Justice behind him.
On board with the car in the middle back there, that blue car, it's Jonathan Goke, the rookie, making his first FTF start. Makes his first official start next week if he can make the 500.
He looks about how I would look right now if I was stuck in the middle with all those guys around him.
Down into Helton, keeps it straight.
Oh boy, he is. There's a little look of fear on his face right there. I think so.
Man.
It is. He is a noted Vikings fan.
Just when I thought I was going to like him. Well, all right.
Your team's
in the Chiefs.
Your team's in the big game, Jacob. Don't worry about it.
This is true. To the front, here comes David L. Brown. Tinsley comes down to block. Conrath pushing as well. At the line, Frisch will lead the lap.
Big shot from Derek Justice right behind. Derek making his return to FTF after a one-year hiatus, so good to see Derek back on FTF this season. Frisch
Derek maybe in the catbird seat here to try and win the $5 at the end of this lap. Frisch is out in front. Pushed him a little too far out in front. We'll see where Justice goes, if he goes with his teammate down on the bottom or if he stays with Frisch.
Derek doing a great job of pushing there. They're about even with that bottom lane of the lead. He goes to the bottom. Justice tried to follow. He's not there. And look at this,
with his teammate.
Wyatt goes with his Coke teammate there. So the Pioneers hooking up at the front.
And it'll work. Justice to the line. Tinsley to the inside, trying to side draft for $5. Give it to Wyatt Tinsley by a nose. He gets $10 on the night.
I just love that call for $5. They're side by side. Big money on the line here in FTF, but don't want to see the teammates wreck each other. That would be a bad look for their Coke season that hasn't started yet. But I think the Pioneers will like what they're seeing. Both their drivers out front mixing it up this whole race.
So Justice leading, trying to deliver justice to the rest of the field. We're coming to 9 laps to go.
Goodness.
You knew it was coming, right?
It happens every time, Jake. Every time.
I haven't done it yet. That's my one and done.
Every time Larry Pace is in the field, you try to sneak something in about him.
Not always. Oh, Kevin. Oh, my gosh.
Not again.
Kevin about wrecked the field.
Oh, my.
He almost wrecked it, and Cosman almost wrecked it.
Oh, man. Look at Ricky Burbank up there. He had a moment going into one. They're checking up big on the bottom side. Big side draft out of David Brown and Wyatt Tinsley. That low line.
Oh, there goes Cosman around. Into Malik. Back across the field. Jake Pullen involved.
Yellow's out.
Seth Noel involved as well. I think Chris Wetz may have gotten through it. And we're back under the caution flag here at Daytona with 8.5 laps to go.
3 cars got the worst of it there, it looks like. That could have been a lot worse for that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get a replay. So watch Cosman again. Poor Cosman. That's the second straight wreck for him that he's been involved in. Another checkup, though. Watch just ahead of him. They're all going to get side drafted. Brown has to check up. Cosman runs in the back of RNC, then that gets him squarely. The iRacing gods are on Nathan Rabideau's side there. They net-coded him through Cosman and only collected Seth Nolan, Jake Poulin. So, like I said, could have been a lot worse, but looks like these guys are going to get away, for the most part, unscathed. Here's Jake. It's on board with him. Again, right in front of him. He has nowhere to go for the second straight time. They all just come right up into him, and Jake has nowhere to go, and except right into the side of that big old Nexus Esports logo of Seth Knoll.
I think Corey Carpenter also got a piece of it there when Cosman came up the track initially, and that's what kind of kicked that 84 sideways. So caution's out for the third time. 2 drivers have won a total of $10. Rabideau led it halfway. He got $10 there. Tinsley led it lap 10 and lap 30. That gets him a total of $10, $5 each. Again, you win the race, you win 50. You finish second, you get 20. You finish third, you get $10. So there is money on the line. There's a couple of cars coming to pit lane here. Naraki, Kevin McAdams, Mercurio, David L. Brown, all coming in. Surprised we're not seeing as many come onto the pit lane here, just because it's a plate track, and as much as track position matters, it doesn't matter.
I mean, you're not going to get a whole lot of progress if you got tires and they're 3x3. So that's a interesting call by these guys. We'll see if it pays off, but a majority of the field stays out there, and I think that might be the right call to go with the track position over the tires.
I have to see. Better restart with 5 to go. I assume we have 3 attempts at a green-white checker. I assume we have overtime here.
You think we're going to need it?
Well, they only have to wreck one more time, and we're going to go into overtime. So, yeah, I think we're going to go into it.
Jake, I have terrible news.
Yeah?
The Orlando Magic won.
Oh, man.
I don't like that.
It's a shame.
They need to stop doing that.
Well, I believe the 76ers managed to discover how to win a basketball.
I would hope so.
Yes, they beat the Spurs 137.
They gave up 125 points to the Spurs.
They lost the first time they played the Spurs, so I don't want to hear it.
Oh boy!
Now that was back in October when the Sixers, it looked more like the Sixers of old, 114 to 105. That, there was just too much going on in Philly. The Sixers couldn't handle it. The Phillies were almost in the World Series by that point. The soccer team was doing soccer things. The Eagles were still undefeated, so they just had to take a back seat. The Flyers won their first game, so the Sixers just, need to let things come back to earth a little bit. And
we'll figure it out.
They figured it out. Yeah, they have figured it out now. And unfortunately, the Flyers have not.
Big shout out to our friends at Puffer Zone for rating us here in FTF. They go from the Rod Car race, another super speedway race, to another super speedway race. So hello, everyone, for joining us over here. Hope you had fun watching Travis Brown money shift on lap 1. That was good to see.
I don't know about good, but it was.
It wasn't good. I kid you.
It was a thing that happened.
The money shift was incredible. Jake, your turn for the FTF 500 mention.
Just 08 days until the Barr Visual FTF 500. Qualifying continues tomorrow. You'll see that here on the Deuce. You can sign up still to run even the whole season or tomorrow. You know what I mean. You could run the 500 and the whole season. You could, if you can't make it, you can still run the whole season. Go to ftf.gg for more information. All the info that you need to sign up is in the Discord. And, qualifying begins 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. That
for
takes
4
us to,
hours.
Takes us to about 8 o'clock, and then after that we do the duels. 2 60-lap events here at Daytona to set a good amount of the field for the Barr Visuals FTF 500. A horrible restart, green flag. Burbank in the wall. They kept it green. Burbank's going to lose a ton of time. Garrett Conrath got really squirrely on the restart. And with 5 laps to go, Justice is going to get pushed by Kolinix to the lead, and they are stacking up from 5th on back.
And Michael Frisch got the worst end of that. He lost all the help he had. He'll slide back to 4th, and they're still
trouble.
wide.
There they go.
Go,
Naraki got turned. Carpenter down into Mauricio. Mercurio, how about? Caution's out. Aaron Smith just comes to a stop. Burbank involved in this one as well. And we are going to go to overtime here.
Well, let's put our detective glasses on and see if we can decipher this one. So big stack up Goke. It looks like he tried to
got
go
up
low
into.
and then
Well, he got into Malik, and I think he tried to give him room, and then he came down and got into. That may not have been Rocky. That may have been David O'Brown.
I don't know. We need several angles of this thing to determine.
We get a high above look. There we go. So it was not Rocky that he hits. No.
That's Falkingham
was Brown.
trying to side draft Malik and then.
So gets him and then gets netcodes off Brown. Oh, another hard hit for Mercurio. Cosman gets more.
Oh, Brett Pancari.
Pancari! Oh, just got a touch.
Aaron Smith takes the chicane well as he gets through there.
No issues.
Another one. So watch that. The orange number. Here's Brett Pancari. He had nowhere to go in this thing. He sees the wreck happening, just right in the back of Brown. He gets hit in the rear, and then the wreck just morphs up in front of him there. And then here comes Aaron Smith. There he goes.
So that tells me that Aaron Smith is the one that got into him, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. Let's see. See if we can.
Just because there were only so many cars behind him, they were at the back of the field.
Watch that orange car top right of your screen. There he is. Smith is right behind him. A little bit.
Yeah, it seemed more violent on the onboard than it actually was.
It really did. It looks like he just got destroyed there. So,
well, speaking of destroyed, Brett Pancari out of the Brook Clash. He will not finish. He has parked car, as has Corey Carpenter. So we're down to 24 vehicles remaining to fight over $50, and we're going to do it in overtime fashion.
Fighting over $50. Malik Ray has pulled in and called it a night. So
I didn't think Malik was involved in that. What?
I think he just got some R&D for the 500.
Maybe. Well, alas.
So that leaves Derek Justice leading this thing.
We only made it half a lap before they brought the caution back out.
Another guy we haven't mentioned all night, well, I guess we mentioned him once, Alex Kolonix in that unfamiliar number 22 car. He has a new paint scheme on that. I don't think that's the official one. But that is a new look for Alex coming into 2023. So used to seeing him in brighter colors than this. He's got the brown and red going on. So sitting pretty right there is looking for a fresh start in FTF. Had a couple tough breaks last year, but Alex got plenty of talent, and he put up a good lap in qualifying today, so he'll definitely be starting up towards the front in his dual race.
That's why he's here, because he got in through his qualifying time.
And speaking of qualifying time, the guy right behind him, former Barr Visuals FTF 500 champion Michael P. Frisch. Believe he won it in 2021. He's the pole sitter right now for it. So he put up a lap time that's obviously faster than everybody else. That's why he's on the pole right now, in case you're new to racing like I am apparently. But please, for the love of God, somebody beat his lap tomorrow. We got 4 hours to do it. And if it's not me, it's not Kevin. Please, one of you watching, just do it. Some way.
Frisch has eight poles in his FTF career here in the Cup Series. Had one last year. It was at Old Atlanta earlier in the season. Of course, that's where we end the season this year. We swapped Old Atlanta and New Atlanta out. We go to the Super Speedway version here in March, just 5 races into the season. And then we visit the old one, the bumpy one, the good one at the end of the season, November 18th.
You can say that again, the good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I called it for Core, too, because that's where we're going on Wednesday. Crown a champion there.
On FTF GG.
It's all season ending or season starting these next 2 weeks.
Funny how this all works. LTF and Core end, FTF starts up.
And Winstel starts up here in a couple of weeks, too.
RIP.
Overtime attempt. Overtime attempt 1 of 3. Derek Justice, Alex Kalnix on the front row. We haven't talked about Matt Danson at all. He's third in those Logitech Altus colors. See if they can make it back.
Another bad start for the top side. That's 2 in a row. Here comes Danson. He gets cut off by Justice, trying to cross him over. Great job of blocking by Justice. He keeps the lead, and he's got his Pioneers teammate on the bottom. Which lane does he block? He stays up high.
Oh!
Big check up on the top. Nate Stewart gets run over by Cosman back there. They keep it straight, but here comes Tinsley looking to the lead down the back.
Out in front, big push from Frisch. Logan Helton behind him in third. Chris Wetz is in fourth. Nolraki to fifth. The outside line has completely deteriorated. Wetz to the outside, gets boxed out by Helton. We're coming to the white flag. Tinsley out in front by a car length. Frisch to the bottom, blocks Helton. Now Tinsley blocks Frisch, last lap.
Here they come down the tri-oval. Naraki nearly shoving Chris Wetz out there. He's got nowhere to go. Bottom lane has all the help. Who's going to make the first move? Frisch into turn 1 right on the rear bumper of Wyatt Tinsley. Where does Naraki go? He's got Nathan Rabideau right behind him. The high side trying to form. They're halfway down the back as they're going to be coming to $50 as they're wrecking behind him down the back. No yellow.
Kalnix, Wetz, and others in the crash on the back straightaway. Tinsley to the outside. Frisch can't block RNC. No, Rocky. Frisch blows up. He's going to crash. Rabideau, they all crash. No Rocky comes away to the finish line. And Ryan No Rocky, because Frisch blew up, is $50 richer. Ryan No Rocky wins the Brookline. Are you kidding me?
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Brandon Hawken wins the $20. Nate Stewart wins the $10. I was wondering why Frisch pulled out there. He was overheating on the car, and the thing hand grenades in turn 3, and the entire field piles it on in. Ryan Naraki gets his second plate win in the last year. He won the July-August Daytona race here under the lights last season, and he wins the $50 tonight. Oh my goodness.
Jake has won the race.
Let him finish his last race. Come on, man. Put it in reverse. That line's somewhere down there. All right.
He did it. Man.
20th is where he comes across.
Alex Kalnix won last year when everybody wrecked. Ryan Naraki wins this year when everybody wrecked. Oh, boy.
The FTF Drivers Club driver is going to victory lane at Daytona.
Speed Inc. is dead and buried, and now the new
and look at this. They win.
He's going to try to do some burnouts. We'll try to decipher this finish, I think. We'll watch RNC do his celebratory tearing up of the infield grass, which the team will have to pay for. That's
You're going to have to fix that for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, don't high center it. No, he's good. I almost kept it together, come to the checkered flag. Almost is the key word.
I definitely couldn't. That was... so reminiscent of last year. I'm glad the chat loved that. The chat went nuts when the whole wreck happened.
Frisch went from second to 22nd. He didn't finish. Neither did Wetz. So here's the deal with Wetz. Kalnix gets pushed up into him. I couldn't tell who got him. Again. Yeah. Oh, and then Wetz comes down and hits the back of the car off the inside wall.
So here's Seth Knoll got shoved up in there by Nate Stewart.
That's what it was.
What happened there. Looks like he might have got loose off the corner. So that suddenly happened. Then up here,
blows up.
Just puff smoke out of that.
Man, oh man, you gotta feel for him. Falkingham almost had it missed. He got hooked by Rabideau, comes up, takes out Tinsley, and oh my gosh, Jake's on his nose.
There's numerous angles we need to get of this.
Oh, and Tinsley would have had a shot, but he got taken out. Here's the onboard with Poland phasing through Rabideau 4 times. And then he gets hit by Kevin.
Oh.
And then he gets hit again. I think Brotherton got him. Then somebody else hit him while he was up. Oh, there goes Brotherton. Hi, how you doing? And Jake does all this to finish 20th. Oh, he's going to... Oh, he loses control trying to avoid Cosman. That's what it was.
Did Cosman cross the line backwards? He almost does.
Yes. Cosman finished 15th. Jake spinning it here loses 4 more positions. Balkingham, Rabideau, Conrath, and Danson all beat him to the line. There goes Danson.
And the right front on this thing is just pointing towards the stands right now, so that's why he doesn't have any traction on it. Osmond said, yep, we're backwards. So, yep, that's... said that, and he did cross the line. Here's where Frisch blew up. Now, why did... He must have said something over the radio, because why would Wyatt move up there going into the corner? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys behind them just run into this thing.
Now, watch. Okay, so there's...
Look at Cosman.
Oh, coming back up, it's Kevin that got him. Oh, man.
Kevin, the prime guy that yells at everybody during plows, and then he does that.
Kevin got net coded there.
Let's see.
Not Kevin, Cosman. Here's the onboard with
it's Kevin.
the now crushed bag of Doritos of Kevin McAdams here.
Oh man!
Oh, he almost had it, and then he didn't. That's pulling. Yep. Kicks off Danson. There's Brotherton slamming into the wall. Oh my God, who was that?
Who was that?
That was no, it wasn't Mauricio. Was that Collins? I think that was Collins.
Kevin said that's just hard racing.
Oh my gosh. Ryan Nalraki, the winner of the Brook Clash. We'll talk with our top 3 in a moment. Brandon Hawkin finishes 2nd, Nate Stewart 3rd. Derek Justice, not bad for being out for a while. He finishes 4th. Aaron Smith, the rookie, P5. Jonathan Goke, the rookie, P6. How about it? David L. Brown, 7th. Seth Knoll, 8th. Colonix, 9th. And Wyatt Tinsley was the pole sitter based off of points. Won $10 tonight. He finishes P10.
Oh, they somehow sorted the rest of these guys. So Brian Mercurio, 11th. Ricky Burbank Jr., another rookie, 12th. Liam Brotherton in 13th. Logan Helton, Cosman Yonishu, Daniel Falkingham, Nathan Rabideau, Garrett Conrath, Matt Tinsley, wow, Matt Danson, Jake Poulin, Kevin McAdams, Michael P. Frisch, Chris Wetz, Malik Ray, Brett Punkari, and Corey Carpenter will round out this field in one of the wildest finishes we have seen in about 365 days.
Ryan Nalraki, you just won $50. How the hell did you do that?
Yeah, I felt like I was in a really good spot there. I was telling my team I feel really confident I had that whether Frisch blew up or not. I felt like I was in a great spot, and it worked out that he blew up and killed everybody. That made it nice and easy, and I got to celebrate earlier. But it was really fun. Gonna donate the money back to the league, put it in the league. This is a really fun league. I look forward to this every year. Kind of wait all winter for this to start back up. So glad it's back, and glad I got the win here.
Now, you've been getting pretty good here at Daytona. You won the July race here last season. And here you are winning the Brook Clash. Are you now the favorite to win the Barr Visual 500 coming up if you make it throughout the next week?
Yeah, we got to make the show first. 11th in points. I'm terrible in the duels. I've always been bad in the duels, and NR was bad in the duels too. But I've won this race before, the FTF 500, and obviously won a couple other plate races. These are the races that are really big to me. They're obviously, this is the biggest race of the season period, but the plate races are where I have my opportunity to run well and compete for a win. So if we make it into the show, they'll know we're here. That's for sure. And same with my teammates. I mean, we all work really well together. But I run up front in these enough now that I get a certain amount of respect that I didn't used to get, I guess is the way to say it. A lot of these higher I-rating people will work with me and know that I can be a stable pusher and I'm not going to wreck them. So definitely helps to be a known quantity, kind of like Michael Waltrip. You know, even if you're an also ran everywhere else, if you're a known good plate racer, people will work with you, and that's kind of the role I try to fill.
You're so good at this.
That's damn right.
Yeah, your 2009 FTF champion, your 2020 Barr Visual 500 champion, Ryan Nalraki wins the Brook Clash. Congratulations.
Thanks, Ass. We'll see you tomorrow.
That's Ryan Nalraki, and we will see him tomorrow for qualifying. Second place, the nicest man in FTF, Brandon Hawkin with Sean.
Brandon, it figures that at the beginning of the year I get to talk to you, which is always very good. But all right, so walk us through that final lap there. You're just trying to see what holes are going to open up, and suddenly you go from About 11th to 2nd. What the heck happened?
I still don't know, and I'm looking at the replay right now. That was that was wild. I guess just the start of the lap. I didn't think I really had too much of a chance to get back up to the lead by using the draft or anything, but and then they started start getting a little bit wild. I was still on the inside, couldn't really make up too much ground, and then I think Frisch blew an engine, and that's when everything just started going crazy. And there was I think I snuck under him, and then I was like, okay, I'm in the clear, and then Nathan Rabideau, his car just like came shooting down the track right in front of me. I was like, oh, I'm in it, and but I just held the wheel straight all through that corner, and then there was another car that came shooting down the track right in front of me. Then I got hit from behind, hitting the side, and somehow we made it out. So yeah, that was a crazy finish, and hopefully the 500 can go that way. I've had some really bad luck on the last lap of the 500, so hopefully we can continue this luck into that. But yeah, what a race there at the end, and throughout the entire thing, it was a lot of fun managing the temperatures. They're running really hot, and so yeah, it was kind of cool, like managing that quite a lot, and yeah, it should be just a taste of what we'll be seeing in the duels in the 500. So couldn't be more excited.
Man, if that's a taste, I don't want to see what the full meal's going to look like after this thing. But talk to us about, how this thing drove. We were talking earlier about, how difficult it was. We talked to Wyatt, and he said he was like drifting off a corner sometimes, and the temperatures were something to manage. So, what was it like behind the wheel of the 99 for you? So, were you loose? Were you just hanging on? So, how was it? How's the experience out there with the conditions?
I think it kind of depended on like where you were in traffic and how close you were. I know a couple times, like if there was a car right on your back bumper or like slightly off to the right, it would almost like shoot your car in a certain direction. And so you had that a couple times down the straightaway. Like car would like pull out a little bit, and then the car would almost like be magnetized to the car on your rear end. So yeah, there was that, and yeah, I guess a couple instances too where yeah, the back end might want to come out a little bit. I think yeah, I think the temperatures were a little bit warmer than what we usually run, and so that made things a little bit sketchy in some areas. But it was a lot of fun to drive though, and there was lots of really great runs, but the field was nice and compact, and yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we'll be seeing in the races on forward, but that was some really good stuff. So I'm yeah, whatever we have, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, it was just it was a little bit tricky in some areas. It wasn't like undrivable or anything though. It was a really nice challenge.
It looked like it for sure. So one last question for you before you let you go celebrate the P2 here. Qualifying tomorrow. So we have Michael Frisch up there just joking around, saying how good his lap was. You have yet to put a lap down. Do you think you got a shot at taking P1 away from the 58?
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. I know Frisch is always really great, especially on super speedways, and yeah, it's got to be like a really good lap to beat him. So yeah, I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that. I'll try my best. I haven't got any laps in yet, but I'll just continue to practice throughout tomorrow and hop in the server and see how it goes. But yeah, it's got to be really tough. Especially when you got some of the like fastest guys in oval racing on here, and it's just going to be a matter of hitting that line down to the millimeter and just not making any wiggles or wobbles or anything. So yeah, I'm hoping for a decent spot, but it's got to be really tough to get pole for sure.
Definitely, man. Well, Brandon, always good to talk to you, my friend. Congratulations on the P2, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow for you putting your lap down in queue. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Jacob, that's Brandon Hawken. I think we're going to catch up with P3 coming to you with Nate Stewart.
Nate Stewart comes home P3 tonight in a wild race. Pretty good at the plate tracks. You sat on the pole and won Talladega in the playoffs last year. Able to sneak through that crash on the last lap. Take us through it.
Yeah, the last lap, man, it it was interesting. The people that were watching my stream saw that. Well, I got behind Seth, and I quite literally said, "Oh, I'm not lifting until I see God," and then, well, coming off a 2, I accidentally shoved him up into colonics, but I mean, we're going for money at the end, and I mean, it's not like it was a point race. This race was for fun, testing out the setup. Um, and then, yeah, we had the big wreck there at the end coming to the checkered, and I mean, I lived it a little bit, but I knew that my best bet was just getting on Derek's bumper and shoving him through, and then, as you guys can see right now, I just locked onto him and shoved him through, and then we raced it out to the line. Apparently, Derek didn't know you could pass below the double yellow, so I just went down there. If we remember, that's how I won the Talladega race last fall, and I was able to scam that way, and then I was able to scam $10 tonight by doing the same thing. So that double yellow line's my best friend.
Did you learn anything from tonight that you're going to carry over to the 500 next week if you make it? Plus, there could be some setup changes, whether it's with the setup itself, the weather, etc. Did you at least get anything out of this generally you can take into next week?
Yeah, there was definitely a lot to learn through, just relearning side draft. I haven't done a whole lot of oval racing this off season. I'm, still in the process of knocking the rust off and all that. So tonight was just learning the set again, learning how to drive the car. So I mean, the fundamentals are still the same, but the aero package, drafting, side draft, it's still all the same. In all honesty, I hope the setup does change because the way we had it geared tonight it drove more like the Xfinity car, and the Xfinity car is just a gridlock. And I had fun tonight, but I wasn't a big fan of how it drove tonight, if that makes sense, just because the gear was so short and we revved out and got so hot so fast. It was just a combination of factors, but our number 4 Sunoco Rise Esports Apex Action Photography Chevrolet. I'm still new to this eNASCAR interview thing. It was fast, and I'm just hoping we can hopefully stay in the top 20 in qualifying for the 500 after 4 hours tomorrow, and then just go rip in the duels, and we'll see what happens. The main thing is last lap of that 500, and who knows, maybe it'll be me going below the double yellow line again. We'll just have to wait and find out.
Nate, congratulations on the top 3. We'll see you tomorrow for the duels.
All right, sounds good. I will be streaming twitch.tv/NateStewart4. Tune in.
All right, there you have it, Nate Stewart. Or you can watch the broadcast, ftf.gg. That's where we'll be. Or sorry, ftf_GG. That's where we'll be, at least for the duels tomorrow. We've got qualifying coming up, 4 more hours of it. That starts 3 o'clock tomorrow. You'll see that right here on the Deuce, so you don't have to go very far. Everything else, though, as far as the Barr Visuals FTF 500, you'll find that on ftf.gg. The 2 duels tomorrow night, 9 and 10 o'clock. The Soup, that's Friday night, beginning at 7. And then the big race, the Barr Visuals FTF 500, 200 laps, 500 miles, 9:15 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, next Saturday, February 11th. Find that on ftf.gg. A lot more coming your way as well. So, Sean, I think this race lived up to expectation.
I think it did. I mean, we everything and then some. So, like Hawken was saying, if this was just a taste, I mean, I don't know what the main course is going to be like for the 500. But like I said, we got a long way to go. Qualifying coming up tomorrow, and then all the prelims. So those are going to be just as crazy as this. So buckle up, everyone. We got some crazy stuff coming on with the FTF family and networks here, and I'm excited to get this thing kicked off. This is going to be a heck of a speed weeks for FTF for sure.
No doubt about it. For Zach Johnson, our producer, for Sean Butler alongside me, I'm Jacob Pitts. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow for qualifying here on the Deuce, then the duels tomorrow on the regular old FTF.gg. Until then, Ryan Araki, a Brock Clash winner. We'll see you tomorrow.
Somebody beat Frisch tomorrow, please.